the analogy?
Yeah, the analogy was cheeks, fam.
My brother sucks. You couldn't just smile and be like, yeah, that was it. You just haven't looked at me like that.
Gotta be real for the people. The analogy was cheeks, just like Anissa's endurance.
I'm not
That's the intro.
That,
yes, she is. What up, movie disciples and good people of YouTube? This is the Challenge Double Agents episode 13 review, and I go by Brian, the movie Messiah. And joining me, as always, is my sister Brittany. We're back because we love one of television's best and most competitive television shows that goes down almost twice a year now. So yeah, getting right back into it. Episode 13. The mission starts off, we have hell of a night or a night in hell, wherever the hell you want to call it. And, it's a multitude of things going down in this mission. We got some mental and physical endurance going down with the whole holding the big old medicine ball and the lights flashing. And then we have eating some animal parts, which is a challenge staple. And then we have some math going down. Then we got like some breaking out, knocking center blocks down and doing some digging and solving a puzzle. So we got everything encompassed in one for the challenge to go down. And the episode was kind of boring, but I did enjoy, I guess, the challenge, a lot of stuff that they were kind of doing. There's a lot of things going down as well. We have like two big things happening. We have the setup of Nani and Gabby, because they're the last two girls, right?
Yep.
Because Big T can't go in to get a skull. And then we also have the Fessy hand at play, because those girls all want to be Fessy's partner, even though I don't think Fessy isn't. Was he really proved? He's on his second season. He's been all right. I mean, he got to the final last year, but he gassed out, like I said before. Kyle beat him. So I'm like, Fessy is equivalent to Karl Anthony Towns in the NBA, or trying to think of somebody else. I'm like, everybody's hyping up, but has been
nothing spectacular.
Right, but everybody has their eyes on him. Quarter of the week comes from Anissa. Fessy is a bitch.
Gotta love Anissa.
This week for me, so that was my quarter of the week. He's calling him a bitch because Fessy was playing like a chump, but I don't blame him because he was partnered with Anissa. So it was like, I mean, we can get to it right now. Like, is there even a point? Like, since episode was kind of boring, like we can start backwards, or we can, let's keep going where we're at. But
keep going, because we definitely have different opinions. So I'm super excited. That's why I'm on here, to represent for the other people that don't agree with what my brother's saying right now. Anyways, what I do agree with is, yes, Fessy sucks raw eggs, or sucks Nom's balls, like they had on there. They had the title and it says Nom balls. I'm like,
not say Nom's balls. It said.
I thought that's what it said. That's what Kyle said.
Kyle was being a funny guy. He said ram testicles.
Why
the hell it say Nom testicles on there?
I was wondering. But Fessy does suck. I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't care who's your partner. Like, him throwing the challenge, or at least trying to. Anissa already kind of knew. She's like, you're a bad actor. Like, what are you doing? Like, I've seen you compete. I've seen you work. Like, you're just sitting here barely doing anything.
Yeah, she's like, you should be an actor. You'd be a really bad actor.
You would be a really bad actor, which you would.
I like that.
I agree with that as well. Like, Fessy, he really isn't all that great. Like, I mean, he's good, he's big, whatever. Well, there's a whole lot of big guys that's on the show. So for them to even fight over him, I'm sorry, which we'll talk about that later. There's better people that you can fight over, honestly, if you're trying to pick what's best for your game. As far as the show, honestly, this is the best episode, I gotta say. And I'm gonna have my reasons why this is the best episode. We can wait, but I will tell you, this is actually the best episode for me. That I got chills, and I was like, it's been a minute that I've been on the edge of my seat wondering, like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? And that's really because of the elimination scenes. That's really what was like chill biting for me. It was the best. This was the best episode. So we can agree to disagree, but it was.
Definitely gonna agree to disagree because one of the reasons why this can't be a best episode because the episode before that was better than this. Also, this episode was shorter. So
it was shorter, but I mean,
it might there was no like
gave me everything I needed.
There was no gut punches. Like it kind of like went how I was expecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't necessarily like, oh my god.
It had moments. It definitely had moments to me. It had moments.
All right, so we're definitely agreeing to disagree on this, but you know, there's stuff being played inside. There's some gamemanship going down.
Yeah.
Throughout the mission, like so, we already said, Fessy trying to throw it. Anissa wasn't feeling that. I can understand where he's coming from. I feel like but I would still at least try to play, or at least play it a little better. But a lot of people were kind of like F this mission anyway. Besides,
they really were. They were kind of like standing there. So I really think that kind of played into the fact that the alliances, like we're going to kind of push for the one that we feel like that's going to do it for us, that has our back. Like something was just standing there. And I mean, I love it. TJ always speaks his mind. And he said it himself. He was like, thank you for these specific people for trying. And the other ones that's not. Specifically, the person who we know I'm about to talk about is Cam. So we already talked about before. We're like, they're new partners. Let's see how it goes. And honestly, I wasn't surprised.
Didn't you pick them to win though?
I was banking. Well, it was between them and
but I could have sworn you said.
No, I picked Leroy and Casey.
So I said CT and Cam. All right, yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, and here's a wild thing. Not even a wild thing. I said initially, Gabby and Corey is going to pull it out, and they were like second close, right behind Leroy and Casey.
Were.
Like
they were.
Goes to Gabby and Corey
teammates to make it that far and very like inching very close. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because like the people that should have been competing was Corey and Gabby and Kyle and Nani, and I guess Leroy and Casey just to make sure they keep up consistency. And same thing with CT and Cam to see how they get down with one another. So like you said, I picked CT and Cam, and they aren't working. They weren't working well together.
Nope, not at all.
Like I felt good about CT eating because I seen him eat stuff and like power through it. And Cam was kind of
First of all, he's a monster. Right. Cam, she was like nibbling, barely doing it. I mean, this is my view on it because she made a comment too. She's like, I could barely understand what CT says. I felt like I worked kind of better with Kyle. The reason I feel she works better with him is because Kyle's a pushover. He's going to do whatever you want him to. He's going to listen to you. CT is obviously not. They're both headstrong. So it's kind of like we got, two alphas that are both trying to fight to make it to the top, but y'all are partners. So I feel like they definitely have to work with communicating because it's CT. He's going to tell you what to do, you do it. And now they're both in the same ring together. And
I mean, it could be foreshadowing, like maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Like,
and he did kind of say that.
Maybe CT switches partners up again next episode.
He did look like he was kind of regretting, and it's just like, if you pick someone else, you're good, but can't pick.
I watched the trailer for the next episode, so it was a little foreshadowing in this episode. And in that trailer, I'm looking like, they might not be together.
In hot water.
What else? We already said, Gabby and Corey were pretty much right behind Leroy and Casey, but they figured it out with the help of Cam, doing some math.
Right, while her standing there, not eating.
It was something that I thought of. I was like, I feel like Casey was having a mind meltdown in the last season for the finals. So that to me doesn't look too good for the future for just far as winning, because if there's gonna be some math stuff, I do feel have a little trepidation for Leroy mainly, and a little bit of Casey. But they still end up doing the damn thing and they pull out the win. And we got some quick side stuff happening with Fessy and Gabby, some real quick, kissing, like even talks about it beforehand, like while they're on the mission, like, I don't want to kiss, her tonight because she got a bunch of like funky balls in her mouth. It's gonna be hot.
Even though he did.
Yeah, so later on, Gabby likes to call it cuddling, and I'm like, no, y'all just getting naked. Like that top bunk
Yeah.
can't fool
First of
me.
all, she was like, I'm so embarrassed. I was like, well, lady.
Anytime somebody does this into the camera, sex happened.
Girl, we already know what you were doing, flashing those cheeks. Hopefully, mom, dad, whoever saw, I'm just like, Fessy, really? But that's me. Hey, that's my opinion. We already know what was happening. He talking about future plans. I'm like, Fessy, you need to win this first. You talking about all this canoodling and being with her. Low-key Tori in the background, but we're just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they also that happens a little bit after like club COVID, and nothing happens over there. But they do cut some Fessy and Corey stuff, chopping it up. Like in my head, I'm like, y'all, man, I guess they have no one else to really talk to at the same time. I'm like, I'm still Corey. Like, man, I'm just that petty. Like, I'm not really talking to you too much anymore in the show because you kicked plus my best friend. Like, what kind of best friends are y'all? You kicked the bro out, like, just because you came to my house for the baby shower and then kicked my man's off. Like, I don't know if I'm really chopping up with Fessy too much anymore. But they having a little conversation, and he's like, hey, man, like, I don't know if Corey had like the inside tip or he just knows how relationship goes. Maybe he does, but he was like, yeah, this is going to happen with Jordan and Tori. Tori going to break up with Jordan because Tori and Fessy already had this type of connection, which I feel like at some point Tori and Fessy already hooked up, but
probably so.
Either right after the season happened because Tori and Jordan are no longer together and engaged.
Exactly.
So they already, pieced out, but Corey's already putting the pieces together like he was freaking
right, like he knew. I'm like, and anybody that knows, obviously this is pre-recorded, but anybody that knows Tori's life and Jordan, knowing that they're not engaged anymore, not together, it was like, you're saying this before it happened. Like, could you already see what was going on? He's seeing into the future. That's so Raven. So I was like, oh dang, like
that's what it was. No, exactly. So
he just knew.
But like, if I was watching, I was looking like they just like it felt like something. You see you in a TV show, but obviously it's a TV show like in a movie, like they were working out, like talking about girls and stuff. But Fessy was being typical dude. He was like, yeah, Gabby, she's hot. And what if he said something else? But he was like, yeah, he's trying to like play it super chill. Yeah. But obviously, I feel like he has like all eyes on Tori. Maybe that's like he's trying to play it super chill. But yeah, I was like, it cuts to that, and I was like, all right, guys, cool. I guess
trying to play it cool, copacetic, but.
And while that's happening, we get Anissa over there with her crocodile tears, crying to "Don't do Anissa like that." I mean, we know yeah, we know her game though. Like this is the only play that she really has left to try to see because she pretty much is like, she knows all eyes are on Fessy, and she goes to Nani like, "Hey, do what you got to do, but don't fuck me." I'm like, so you telling her it's okay, but at the same time, like, don't screw me over.
Pretty much, I was like. Even though I'm just like, Anissa, we know what's going on. That's why you're saying the things you're saying. I was like, I get it. I love it. She kind of, in a way, gave a blessing, but she kind of didn't. She's like,
exactly.
I know you want Fessy, but just don't hurt me. It's like, well, you are gonna get hurt if I take Fessy. So I mean, but Nani, she's in game mode, which I love. That's my girl. She's just like, we're not even gonna talk about this right now. I'm trying to get my mind ready. I'm trying to get ready for this chat, like this elimination. I'm trying to focus on this. So we're not even gonna talk about that right now. And she was like, I don't even know.
She said that in the confessional, but at the same time, she tried to make it look like Fessy was less than that. She was like, why are you crying over, Fessy, who's been over for 2 seasons? If that's the point, Nani, why do you want him as a partner? Like, if she's saying that, like, hey, like, he ain't, forget about him, crying over him. Like, so why do you want him as a partner? Make it make sense, Nani. But she was over there.
Like, she feels like everybody else, that Fessy is gonna be top notch.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, so I feel like what she was saying was some BS to her. So they was both playing the game, which I can appreciate for a TV show. But Anissa was trying to like do her best. But in my head, I was like, this ain't gonna help because Anissa, you about to get lead boots.
I don't think Anissa's gonna get the boot. I'm just saying, don't do Anissa like. I mean, I do have a soft spot for Anissa. Once again, she is an underdog. She has been on. They showed it 14 seasons, and she's like, it's kind of like Big T.
I think
but
she's been to the final. She's been to the final.
It's not like Big T.
It's not like Big T. It's like Big Easy. It's like she's not in shape for this.
No,
and there
she's not. But I'm just like,
I would drop her.
I wish I could think of him. What was his name? Eric or whatever. He was really thick. He had orange hair, and he came back and turned it around, and he was like killing it. I think his name was Eric, Big E or whatever.
Big Easy. I just said that. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were trying to be funny on words.
No, his name is Big Easy because he's from New Orleans.
Easy.
And he almost died in the final.
Yeah, he did almost die, but still, he came back. The point is, I think she's trying to prove to herself that she can make it far because everybody's looking at her, not necessarily as a layup, but I don't want to be your partner because you're just not going to make it. I feel she might can. If she has that push.
To be in the final, you have to have endurance. So if I was on the show and they was like doing the whole bloodlines thing again, I love you, Brittany, but I wouldn't call you because I know you don't have any endurance.
That's fine. I mean, I'm going to own up to it. I don't. I'm working on it. Shout out y'all that don't have endurance like that.
Right, so I'm saying like,
my brother's fake, whatever.
I'm fake. No, I'm being real. I'm telling you the truth right now.
Yeah, Anissa knows she don't have endurance. But so I just
want to get there, but not win. Like
I mean, she's gonna try everything she can.
No, you have a partner. You're gonna drag the person down. You're holding them back. You're a anchor.
What? No. First of all, let's be honest. All the people that are even in the best top tip shape, they don't even have endurance like that. Like we just said, the person that she wants to be her partner, Fessy. What happened to him last season? He gassed out. So it's kind of like calling the kettle back. I don't want it. She doesn't have endurance. Honey, you barely got endurance either when you were climbing the mountain. You didn't make it. You didn't win. So it's like you really can't call people out unless you won and you really can back it up and prove it. Only people I can really give that token to that has endurance is CT, Darrell. It's kind of it, honestly, that has endurance like that. And maybe Leroy. So I'm like, other than them,
and Casey.
I really can't. And Casey. I'll give it to Casey and Casey. But I'm like, Fessy, come on. And I feel like he's moving in that donkey stage. He's very arrogant because now he's feeling himself like, oh, these ladies want me. I know Anissa want to keep me. I want to be with Gabby. And he had no valid reasons. You want to be with Gabby so you can touch her booty cheeks. That's it. So
serious question though. Like it sounded super disrespectful towards you and Anissa. No shade towards her, at all. Like you said,
you give shade.
This is very true. No, I'm being serious though. Like she's been on the show 14 seasons. Maybe she's been to the final one time, but she's been eliminated 13 times before running the final. So why do they keep bringing her back, and why does she keep coming back if she knows this pain is going to insert? And or why doesn't she get herself in better shape? Like each season, she gets in less shape. Like she's more out of shape. So why?
Thicker and thicker. That's it.
Thicker and thicker don't help you win on this show.
Bulky and bulkier doesn't help you win either.
Why do that? No. It's got to be like you got to have like some key tools to win this game.
I feel you got to bring something to the table, and people negate the fact that she has other things. I'm pretty sure she's good mathematically. You're gonna need that. She's pretty good, I think, with puzzles. So the only thing that they always bring up is her endurance. I'm like, what else does she suck in? Because if that's all we're banking on, it's not like we're going to be sitting here running strides the whole time. We got a whole lot of other stuff. Every
season, you see somebody. Run. It's time, and you're running. Yeah, it is. You're going somewhere, and you're going somewhere like a mountain or somewhere really hot for a really long time. So I feel like there's like some key things that always happen, that you always got to do, either in the finals, just on the show in general. At one point, you probably have to eat something nasty. So you got to have like a strong stomach and maybe a strong nose. You probably have to swim or do something with some water. That's always key. Some type of puzzle. And like also some type of math maybe involved in the puzzle.
Right.
Strength. Like you gotta have that, and you gotta need some type of endurance. So
I feel like she has 5 out of the 6.
She has 5 out of the 6.
Because she was pretty much holding
she wasn't strong enough.
Hour and a half by herself.
He was helping, but he doing some good. Sure.
Was like,
I don't like her strength. Man, I don't know about that. She fell right off that rope. That strength, upper body strength. She slipped right off that rope in that water challenge. Forgot about that one, huh? Oh, there we go. Endurance definitely doesn't have any of that. Like this is a Madden rating. She have a 0 for endurance. Swimming, I'm like, she a good swimmer? I don't know, don't recall, but I feel like swimming.
She wasn't horrible in last place, but you said,
I did say it on there.
So she can feel it. For the people with the thick thighs and the thick butt, they can make it.
We can make
You're
it.
A hater.
We can make it. I can believe this belly. I want to keep my secret.
So are you saying that's the reasons they bring her back though? Like she's good at a puzzle,
well,
and strategy. That's
I mean,
that's 2 out of 6.
The main reason they bring her back is the same reason I feel like they bring CT, Darrell, Bananas is on a whole different tier, but these are OGs, so we kind of want to keep some relevance to it, like the reason we can relate. Because if we just have a show that's full of like new people, it's kind of like, am I really gonna just want to watch this? I at least want to see some people that's been through it. She has experience, so even though she got knocked down 13 times, she's been on there 13 times compared to Fessy, who's been on there. And Nani said herself, what is this, his second season? Don't let some guy like dictate your worth whether you should be running the final or not.
Okay.
So that's why I love Anissa. Go Anissa.
I'm not saying I don't like her. I'm just saying in order to win.
You don't think that she's qualified to run a final? No. I think, honestly, anyone, sometimes heart over mind can at least push you a little further. Honestly, I think I can. Because, I don't have endurance like that. But a lot of times if I have my mind and I'm really, really motivated, I'm going to push myself a little bit further. Are you laughing? Wow. I'm
not
glad
laughing at you. I'm laughing at the memory when you came out here up that damn hill and mom beating you. Not the hill. I'm sorry, beating you.
Whatever. First of all, she ran track, so I'm not going to take.
Yeah, she ran track 45 years ago.
You're not gonna embarrass me on here.
I'm not trying. I just started laughing. I started thinking about that. I was like, "Hey," you was like, "Heart," and I was like, "You made it up there. You did it." But I was like, "Come on,
I did.
I was trying to motivate you."
Like,
that locked in my head at the time. I was like, "I'm ever get on the challenge."
You're picturing Anissa while I'm going up the mountain?
I'm not picturing Anissa. I'm just picturing like I can't bring Brittany to the challenge with me if I ever get on the show.
That's messed up.
You were getting mad at Runyon Canyon, and you're the.
I'm going to prove you wrong.
This. And I told you, I was like, "This is no joke." I got tired, so. And I was at the gym, so I was like, all right, she's ready to do this. I'm so happy and so excited she's going to do this.
Whatever.
And you were
meet me again, bro. What he's not telling everybody, even though we got sidetracked real quick, because he's not going to make me look punky, is that I really hadn't had experience. I wasn't on mountains like that. Since then, I've been on mountains continuously, been working out. So my endurance is better than it was. And I could definitely, when I come again, I'm going to get on that mountain. And
shout out to you getting being more.
Shout out to these legs that didn't give up.
More hiking and being more active. Yeah. I don't know if Stone Mountain compares to Runyon Canyon, but
it doesn't. But it's okay. It's still.
All right. Okay.
I did Blue Ridge too, but it's whatever. I
wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the fact when you did it and you were being mad. And I was trying to like motivate you.
Yeah, I was
talking about heart over ability.
Exactly.
Yes, heart can get you.
My point proven. My heart got me up that mountain. Not my body at that time because I was tapping out, but my heart was like.
But we also know again. Okay, maybe Anissa can get through with endurance, but we know. So we also know it's time. It's time. Like there's.
Well, yeah, she is
component to it.
She does time crunch, but I mean.
Because we know like
everybody is big talk until they
second and third place, right? It's probably be a first, second, and third place. I don't think it's be a winner take all. First, second, third place.
Yeah,
if it's 10 people going, or like if they do in couples. Somebody, people aren't going to win, but we'll get to that down the line. Anyway, let's get to the elimination. We get Ring of Spies. Nani gets what she wants. Leroy looks out for her. Those are in there because they compromise Gabby and Corey. And I ain't gonna lie, when I was looking at it, what?
Before you go, I just want to add, this was the easiest elimination ever. Like they said, it was no distraction. It was no talking about who's going to be. It was just clear cut. It was clean.
It was easy deliberation, not the elimination.
Yes, not elimination. Deliberation. Yeah,
I mean, but that happens in the past couple of years when you get down to the nitty gritty. Like it's simple.
But I just loved it. It was just like Gabby, Nani.
I didn't. It was boring, but because like shit, the whole episode was kind of boring to me. But anyway, so Ring of Spies, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, they've been setting this up for Nani to like go down there and get it done. But I'm looking like, is Nani about to like crumble under the pressure? That's what I was thinking.
Oh gosh,
the whole time. So that's probably the most tense side. I was looking. I was like, Nani's about to F this up.
I was tense too.
And especially when that first happened, like it went off. Like Gabby took off and she like MJ flying off the one leg. She was like, and yanked that joint. And then Nani jumped like 2 legs. Like, and I was like, damn, now you missed. And I was shocked. Me and Dorette had the same expression. He was like, "Oh man, you had it like this, Gabby." And she went off and she drugged Nani. She was like, "Bring that ass here, boy," and threw, put the ring on the post. And I was like, "Oh, Nani might lose this." And then we get the second round, and then like Nani, pulls it off. kind of drags Gabby, does pretty much what Gabby did in the first round.
Oh.
But I felt like Gabby kind of like gave up. Was like, all right, I'll wait till the third one to really like go ahead and save my energy, because she let it go. And Gabby even said she's like, Naya has like this look in her eye. I gotta get on her level. And then for the last one, like Naya just went up there and like took off and then jumped like CT or something with 2 feet, yanked it, and then hit her with the juke moves like she was freaking Tyreek Hill, juked her out her shoes like bye. And Gabby had no chance. Gabby's like cuckoo, like you heard somebody back, hit her with the juke, and hit her with the square button on Madden, and it was a wrap. I was like, dang, like so Gabby got to work on her lateral quickness next season because Nani just juked her out her shoes. And Gabby was like, oh, like it was a wrap, and 91. I was like, all right. 90 got her skull, and she started crying like Josh in the little off-camera thing talking.
Do not, Nani.
I was so happy. I've been losing so many times.
Josh is a goof. Nani is excellent.
Yeah, but I liked that. It was emotional for her. Like Josh crying, not saying
it's Josh.
Like women crying. It was really just like Josh cried all the
time.
For
every weather.
Nani was excited because she's always been losing. Like Josh thought he was gonna go to the final because it's something like, nah, Josh, you're still a liability, fam. You probably gonna lose, and that ended up happening. Nani kind of secured her way into getting down there, and that was pretty much it. And then it comes down to like play the game of who's gonna take whose partner. I'm like, who are you stealing? That's the game. Who you stealing?
Who do you want?
And Nani goes and takes Fessy. I'm like, I love you, Anissa. Love you, Nisi. I was like, I guess.
Sorry. Nisa kind of knew it. She felt it coming. Like, yeah, okay. He was too excited. He trying to be all, let me hug you real quick. Boy, you want to get out of here quicker than ever and run down there.
So Nisa takes the logical choice, and she goes and grabs Kyle. And Kyle hits the second quote of the week. He says, I hate this game. And I was laughing. I don't think I ever seen TJ like laugh this hard. He was laughing really hard, like, yo, this is mad.
Yeah, he was. Kyle is annoying. I'm just, hey, Nisa. Like, he just did not care, had no shame, just like, really, I'm with you. Like, I threw you in the mud. That,
but he's also being funny, and it was hilarious. Like, Kyle might be the funniest person I think ever been on the show. Kyle is hilarious. Like,
he's neck and neck with
his dry wit, like, yeah, like it is up there. I love his sarcasm. And that was pretty much the episode. So let's get down. What?
You didn't even let me say my take on Nani. This is my moment. Like, it's Nani.
Who cares?
I'm just saying, real quick, and I can say it in 30 seconds. While he's trying to brush over this, like, just
it was an easy elimination.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't because, like you said, I love it because Nani was like, let me not put anything past her. And Gabby did have a little She had a little. She jumped in there, grabbed it, whatever. So it was kind of like, ooh, is she gonna have it? The reason I thought this was the best episode, or really, I think one of the best eliminations to me when it came to women, because Nani was against Gabby, and it was like it wasn't a shoo-in. If it was Big T, if it was Amber B, or whatever, it would have been just okay, easy pickings.
You think Amber B? I think Amber B would have done just as well.
I don't know. I'm on the fence. Nani's small too,
they look like the same size.
Kind of, but I don't know. But Gabby, I'm gonna give her a little bit more. So I was just like, she already knew in her back of mind, it's not gonna be super easy to beat, and especially when Gabby had the one up on her, it was like, oh dang, like this for real. Anybody watch the show, which you're watching us right now, so we know you do. Nani gets in her head a lot, especially when she is during an elimination. So that's why I was freaking out. I'm like, I was already rooting for a Nani in and out, but she gets in her head. She starts freaking out and panicking. And Leroy said it too. He was like, oh shoot, I don't know how this is going to go. And then she already had one up on her, but Nani was like, you know what? It's my time. Like, I got to win. So she was like, put all that aside. I'm about to get this. And Gabby said too, like, oh, she looked like she want to kill me. She does. And she got them win for the taking. Even I got emotional, choked up, because I'm like, Nani, just like Anissa, has been on the show. This her 8th season or whatever? She took a break, hiatus or whatever. Oh yeah, I think it's 10. And she hasn't won. She's been close, but she hasn't won. And it's just like for her to get that skull, I think it was even sweeter because it wasn't a shoo-in. She didn't automatically get. She had to work to get that skull, and she got it. I was so proud of Nani. Go Nani. Not like Josh crying. I felt like her cry was Valid.
All right, longer than 2 minutes, but sure. No,
Whatever. I feel it was like
I would love that
has
mission because
strategy.
I would win that shit out of that mission every time. I'm like, I'm gonna grab this ring.
I'm
I'm going like they're not gonna catch
if
me.
there's no
I'm fast
specific
black man.
rules, I probably would have elbowed her, but I mean, I don't know what the rules are because I would have bum rushed her and grabbed it and knocked her over and ran. I mean, I'm gonna have to use what I got. If you got better height, I'm gonna knock it out your hand somehow. So I don't know what the rules were, but I was watching the show. I was screaming. I was like, hit her with your elbows. Do something. I'm like, obviously, I was just being violent, but I'm
really dirty. Anyway,
you gotta play dirty this
week. Are we just doing single again, or are we going a couple? I feel like just let's go single and call it a day.
Yeah,
obviously, like power couple to me is Leroy and Casey. That's simple.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like they swapped it out for me, so they're number one. Individual, go ahead. It's all you, unless you want me to go first.
Wow, I mean, you go first, so I can just see what you got.
All right, individual. It is Leroy, CT, Casey, Darrell, Nani, Kyle, Fessy, Cam, Amber B, Corey, and Anissa.
Did and you then start from top to bottom?
Yes.
And who is your top?
Leroy, CT.
I thought we were doing 5, but okay.
I mean, it's like it's 12 people left. It might as well just like name everybody. So
I can't remember everybody's name. Okay. I was thinking of like 5.
But sure.
Number 1, CT. 2, Leroy. 3, Darrell. 4, Casey. 5. Aha, this is where it changes. Gonna hate me. Nani, because I think I had her as 5 before, so I already locked her in there because I knew she was gonna win that time.
We both had Nani at 5. What do you do? All right.
Yeah, she's my 5. 6, Corey.
He doesn't have a skull. You're
oh yeah, you're right. But you said Corey though.
I said Corey was 3rd to last.
And I could have sworn you said Anissa right near Corey.
Yes.
Wow, that's jacked up. She has a skull last I checked, but
she might not next week.
Oh gosh.
We can get to that.
Did I say 5, Nani, 6, Cam? Who else has a skull?
You said Corey was 6. So what are you doing?
Yeah, I took him out. Because he doesn't have a skull. 7, Fessy. Yes. Honestly, not 7 Fessy. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Kyle. 7 Kyle, 8 Fessy. Who am I missing?
Amber B, Corey.
All right,
you haven't even said Anissa.
Oh no.
I
forgot about Anissa. I'm sorry, girl. I got you. Come on.
Oh my god.
8 Anissa. 9 Amber B. I'm not gonna do you like that, Anissa, because I know you got strength. 9 Amber B, and that's it, right? Did I miss anybody?
I mean, there's 2 people that don't have a skull, so they really don't matter at this point.
Yeah, and that's what Big T and Corey.
Yes.
Well, okay. Corey would be higher, maybe, but
all right. Those are our power rankings, which I guess like we're not seeing eye to eye on that at all.
We're not. We are at the beginning, but
there's no point trying to even go through the whole thing. MVP. I already went first. Who's your MVP of this week?
Nani. I'm a shout it out just like CT did when he wanted Cam. Nani. It's Nani. I mean, it was her time to shine. She went for it. She went hard. She killed it. It's Nani. Like, it's definitely, she's well deserved. And anybody that disagrees for this episode, you are completely wrong. Like, no one else shined. Like, it was her moment. Nani.
I could agree with that, but I won't. My MVP of the week is Corey the Cursed because he did a pretty good job in the challenge, and he got Gabby out the paint, and his curse is legendary this season. I love it.
Yeah, it is.
People kick off the show. He's MVP. He did, like I said, did pretty well in the challenge, and he had a highlight moment when he was talking to Fessy about, seeing into the future about him and Tori hooking up. So Corey did his thing this episode, and he has a chance for next week. I'm like, let's start predictions right now. Like, I think next week's gonna be a double elimination, and
they're getting down
ready
to
get that boot. Anissa's gonna be crying.
Who's getting the boot?
Anissa's probably getting out the paint.
Wow, I'm not saying.
And she's going down there, and Big T might come around and win. That's what I was saying earlier, that Big T might end up back with CT because CT might be like, yo, this ain't working with me and Cam. She got to go. I think we can pull this off somehow.
So you're saying Big T is going to be the Nisa?
Yes, double elimination. Corey, Big T go down there versus Anissa and Kyle. And you know what? Kyle and Anissa are getting the boots. No gold skulls. They getting them snatched.
I mean, if Kyle goes
Corey's
home,
in
that's
that
fine,
thing.
but
It's going down.
Lisa, don't go home.
Corey and Big T gonna swap it out, and they're gonna go to the final, but they're gonna switch it up.
So you think Big T's gonna pick CT? I doubt it. Especially
in her
after
ear.
I would be shocked.
Do you want to run it with? I'm like, do you want to run it with Corey, or you want to run it with me? I'm like, you want somebody who won it before? I've won 3 of these things. Or do you run it with Corey, who's never won? I don't think has he been to a challenge or a final before?
Yeah, he has. It was like that season where they had their family on there. I think that's right. That's when he made it 3rd place with his cousin.
Right.
I think.
You're right about that. I didn't watch the season.
Did.
I did.
But
about that. Yes, you're right. Apologize. Okay, he's been to a final before, so he's like 0-1. So, but you want to be a champion, or you want somebody who ain't made it all the way? Let me know, because Corey might end up screwing you over. Because, like I said, it's gonna be 3 winners. Either 3 men or 3 women, or it could be like winner take all or top 3. It could do something crazy like that. So either way, Mike, you want a chance to win. Run with the big dog. Me and Cam ain't about to get it, because the next week mission they doing some underwater stuff and like some puzzle stuff, and it looks like CT and Cam are going at it. So it's not looking good.
Yep, not seeing eye to eye. I think we both predicted that. I'm just like,
no, not really. I mean, I thought they would figure it out, but I can't see how it can go.
I mean, it could go either way. It could be great, or they could struggle. And clearly they're struggling because they're 2 bulls in a pit, and it's just not gonna work out. So
I feel like the analogy was cheeks, fam.
My brother's sons. You couldn't just smile and be like, yeah, that was it. You just haven't looked at me like that.
Gotta be real for the people. The analogy was cheeks, just like Anissa's endurance.
I'm not laughing.
That's the intro.
That
yes, she is.
I'm not laughing at that.
All right, guys. Boom. That was this episode. That was our power rankings, MVP, quote of the week, all that good stuff. This is so much fun. If you guys are enjoying what you're watching, please, you guys hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell so you guys are notified when I continue to drop videos pertaining to the challenge or anything else on the channel. Also, make sure you guys follow us on social media. I didn't say it at the beginning because I'm just throwing it up there now. Forget it. Follow us. Talk to us in the comment section down below and on social media if you feel the chance and choice to. If you're enjoying what you're watching, cool. If you're not, tripping, man, get down with the challenge. It's television's greatest competition. Forget Survivor. This is it. This is that show. For Brittany, I am Brian, the movie Messiah. Base 5, let's ride.